At that point, it's not bruised anymore. So you definitely go 300 con. That's for sure. Maybe. Maybe. I say it's for sure. Did I say maybe? But it's maybe. And then you probably mix and match a little bit of heavy and medium bruisers in your roster. Yeah. Nothing melee feels good. Ah, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, I think if you play like this, then probably you can also afford to go down to 4 Zil, maybe. I'm curious about, so you know how fire staffs with the vicious and high in power, they do more crit damage than last patch, and they do more crit damage than last patch. The question then becomes, is that mitigated from me having 15% fire resistance and 3 elemental version? Do I need the 5th Brazil or not? That's another question as well. Yeah, there's many questions. Just need to test. But one thing is for sure, you need some kind of like this amount. You need like this kind of the baseline, in my opinion. Like these perks. These are the baseline. And I think these are questionable. The extras are questionable. Yeah, the extras are questionable. And then I guess, so that's 300 con, 200 strength, 210 strength. And then weapon, I'll probably go GA. I would go ref move plus thwarting plus maelstrom. Is my damage going to be very low when it comes to left clicking? No, because I'm gonna use my hammer quite a bit when I disrupt as well. I think it's completely fine. Probably you want maelstrom, right? Maelstrom is very OP. What, did maelstrom get nerfed, guys? Are there anyone that's smart, like about the new patch and stuff? Did the enfeebling maelstrom get nerfed? Or do you still want enfeebling maelstrom? Is it still as powerful, or is it more powerful? Or weaker? Which one is it? Okay, so do you really need ref move on GA because you're probably going to use hammer more? I think if you're gonna play a lot on point and near the point and play a lot for bombs and coordinating bombs with your group, you definitely need refresh move on GA, and you're definitely gonna left click a lot with GA and mainly left click with GA. You're definitely going to left click a little bit more with hammer than you did last patch, and when you go for disruption, you're definitely obviously also going to be using your hammer quite a bit. Weaken is stronger, gotcha. So there you go. So you definitely want to have maelstrom on it. On the warhammer, I think you want thwarting, attunement, shockwave. No, we could also go plague strikes. That could be better. Yeah, that might be better. I think plague strikes is very, very good this patch. Healing reduction feels very, very good this patch. Could definitely do something like this. Jewelry, I don't really know. Let me just, for the sake of this, let's move it around a little bit. Medium bruiser with this armor perks. So the question is, do you need graph perk? That we'll put question mark on these guys. Attunement, shockwave, thwarting, hammer is good ammo. Have you tested the rend that shock gives now? Yeah, that's a good question as well. That's another question I'm curious about. How much do you need shockwave on the hammer versus, like, how much more damage percentage-wise does the 4% extra rend from shockwave give? Like, you know how like it gives 10% rend to armor, on when it's on your armor, but it gives 14% on the weapon. The question is, how much more is that 4%? That's another good question, because if you don't need shockwave on hammer, then you would just go thwarting, right? Leeching on hammer? No, fuck that. No. Okay, so weapons. Jewelry. Amulets. I would want. What do I want on my amulet? I want health plus stam recovery plus fire resistance. I think is the play. I think that is the play. Yeah, I think you go fire resistance. And I think ring, you go invig, punishment, of course. I think you go hardy, and I think you go refreshing word. Or slash damage? Refreshing word or slash damage? Which one's better? Refreshing word or slash damage? Is refreshing word or slash damage? I'm not sure which one is better. Hardy leeching bad? Hardy plus leeching? You don't go leeching, fuck that. Thrust resist? Slash damage? Could go. The thing is, whether or not you remove grav on the armor and put refreshing ward on armor instead, like up here, has no relevance to what you should be going on the ring. Either way, either you go for the 4th refreshing ward or not. It's just a question of, do you want slash damage or do you want strike damage? I don't think you want strike damage if you're playing 300 con near the point. Could you explain why refreshing ward? It's because you're going 300 con. This is 300 con, guys. The question is, how much value does slash damage have? Slash damage probably is superior, right? Slash damage probably is superior. We'll just say ref ward though. You can probably go refreshing ward and it wouldn't be bad. Earring. You go ref toast, of course. You go puri toast as well, and you go ref ward. Ref ward is better than regenerating, right? With more BBs and fire staffs in the game. You would say slash damage because you're already giving up 100 strength. But the thing is, slash damage would also have more value if you had 100 more strength. So because you're giving up 100 strength, slash damage on ring loses value. Or is my way of thinking wrong? Yeah. I mean, slash damage is probably better though. Because like one ref ward compared to 5% damage on your slash damage is probably not worth. And also Maelstrom Maelstrom is very, very good. Like damage wise. Maelstrom is kind of like nutty. And left clicks are very nutty as well. You do a lot of damage, honestly. I won't lie. Yeah, you're amplifying less, yeah, exactly. Okay, well I mean, could probably replace this one for another refreshing ward. Or another elemental version. But I think if you're going fire resistance, then I would only go 3 elemental version. So the question is the graph perk even necessary? Could you go with 3 refreshing ward like this? Could you even be really greedy and go down like this? No, you can definitely not. 100% not. Yeah, you definitely do this link, right? Fizz version is being underlooked, disrupting healer wise. I don't think so, mate. Like, if you want to go that route, then you go elemental version with a thrust amulet. It's much better because you're gonna get completely destroyed by fire staffs and pylons and I don't know if it works against pylon, but BBs especially are gonna burst your ass. Physical version only is going to benefit you mostly against bows, which obviously is good, but again, would prefer to have touch resistance with elemental version at that point. But I don't know if you want to do that as a bruiser. Just go with grav plus 4 freedom plus 3 elemental version plus 4 ref ward plus 5 resi. I'm not sure what you mean by just go that. What I'm feeling out is out of freedom and resilient. There's not other perks as good as shirking for it last patch. Isn't for freedom because you get 1 free freedom from medium. That's not how it works. So look at the thing in the background here. So I'll show you guys. Look. So this is what you get from 0 freedom. When you have 0 freedom from the different weights. This is what this guy showed. So on medium you get 7.41 with 0 freedom from just your weight alone. On heavy you get 16.3. Now once you take 1 freedom, it increases by, how much is that? 9? Yeah, about 9. And then it increases by about 9 again. And then about 9 again. And then about, how much is that? 6, 2, 8. So about 8. And then from the 4th to the 5th, that's also about 8. So the 4th one gives 8% and the 5th one gives 8%, basically. Right? So why would you want your 4th one and not your 5th one? Why would you not want the 5th one if you want the 4th one? I think elemental version is the superior. Why does AGS list it as 10%? That's a good question. Why do they list freedom as 11% when it doesn't give 11%? I think the theory is that with 4 freedom plus the one you get for free, you can't do shock wrecking ball combo anymore. I don't think you go any kind of freedom because of any kind of combo though in the game. I think freedom you go because obviously it matters against vines, it matters against scream, it matters against slows is a big one because slows affect iframes. It works against obviously shockwave, right? It just works against a lot of very very useful things like to mitigate. And the thing is like I said, the more freedoms you get anyway, the more diminished the weight armor freedom gives you, the inbuilt freedom gives you anyway. So once you reach the 4th one, you might as well go for the 5th one. Obviously, you can make an argument to stop at 3, but obviously we all agree that stopping at 3 sounds suboptimal as a medium bruiser, right? So then if you're gonna go 4, go 5. Definitely just play 5. I don't see why you would not go 5. If you don't go with grab, then go 5. It's not about grab or not. You should go 5 no matter what, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean that it's still to be tested. Like I don't know what feels best. Like I played this today, like now in the war. It wasn't terrible. I could definitely play, kind of skirt the point a little bit. I have to play smarter. That's one thing for certain. I can't like full Ooga Booga it like I used to. Because I don't have Oblivion, flat stam. I think that's the big part. I definitely also feel a little bit squishier. That's another thing. Damage wise, it felt okay. Like disruption damage felt okay. Bomb damage definitely feels lower, but I just have to play more for detonate bombs. Like the meaningful bomb damage I do needs to come from detonate more than anything. So I think those are the 3 major things that I need to be mindful of. I feel squishier, yeah, I definitely feel squishier. I think it's just because of Oblivion nerf, to be honest. 0, if anything. The Oblivion nerf like kind of just makes me take more damage. Because more stam equals more EHP, right? So you kind of like skirt around the point a little bit easier. And avoid a lot more damage in total. So I think that's why like I would much rather have 3k less HP with a lot more stam, right? Any day of the week. So yeah. I think for now, I mean this looks decent. That this is gonna work. Like this is not bad. This isn't bad. The only thing again is like in a roster, how many medium bruisers do you want? You can also consider heavy, right? And then heavy obviously is a different build. Like maybe if you're playing quadrant heavy bruiser, then how many freedoms would you want? Maybe you want 1 or 2, because obviously it gets much worse, right, down the line for heavies. Like, but also you really don't want like a lot of freedom as a heavy bruiser, right? Like it doesn't give you that much value. But for example, the inbuilt freedom is nice. This like 16%. Then the first freedom gives you 9%. The second freedom gives you 8%. No, 7. Is that 7%? That's 7%. 7% and 7.3. So yeah, if you're gonna go freedom on heavy, you could probably go 1. That would not be bad. I could definitely see myself going 1 freedom as a heavy bruiser. Should we talk about like armor on heavy? Because I don't really know what's better on heavy, like in general. Heavy bruiser. 300 con obviously, 210 strength. Okay, armor perks. The question is, do you go shirking forward or elemental version as a heavy bruiser? Shirking forward. Shirking forward is going to give you about what, like half of what it gave last time? Like 10%? 11%? 12%? With 5 shirking? So let's say you go 4 Brazil, yeah? You go, let's say 1 freedom. Obviously again you wouldn't need graph perk, so let's just say that. You want 5 refreshing ward. Yes, correct. And now we have 5 things left. And you don't need weapon perks. Do you go 5 shirking? Oh, so it gives about half of what it gave last patch. 3 shirking, 2 elemental version. I think if you go shirking fortification, you max it out because of how invigorated it works. Follow age, 8 years and 6 months. What the heck? Wait, what? Is that a bug? What is that? What? Holy. What a gamer. Okay, okay, let's see. Okay, we can start with that. We can also consider elemental version, right? We could consider... Could we consider flame condition? No. I think the play is to go 5 shirking, right? That shirking forward. Okay, so weapon perks. It's the same thing. You go the exact same thing. You go pretty much the exact same thing here. I think you go basically almost the exact same, except this one would be ref forward. Right, something like this. This is probably what you would do on heavy bruiser. Does it sound about right? Are there any thoughts on this? Why 1 freedom, not 2? Okay, so it's because of like this. Again, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but I think it is. It's the guy that calculated like how much fall off there is on freedom per freedom you get. So again, like the inbuilt no freedom is like what you get from your weight, 16 on heavy. And then the first one gives you 9%. The second one gives you 7%. So there's a big drop off here, and you don't need that much freedom, I think, on heavy. Freedom in general is just like not so useful, right? You're 100% dropping graph perk. I mean, that's the thing. I think on heavy you definitely drop it. On heavy you definitely drop it. On medium, I'm not sold. You keep the graph perk on medium? Yeah, I'm not sold on medium about like dropping it. You could definitely go like 2 ref forwards graph, right? You could definitely do that. I don't know how just keep the execute perk, who cares about grab? Hey yo, true. Yeah, I don't know about I don't know what else the play would be. I need to just play more wars and then like have more data. Maybe I have, wait, let me see. Maybe we can see more from my VOD, see how much it actually popped. I grab. Let's see, I'm gonna grab in a second here, I think. What is she doing on point? She's a healer on point, dude. Okay, so I'm spending my life here. Let's see. Maybe I grab here? I don't know. Obviously in these moments I also do more damage, right? Because I'm more empowered with my GA. If I'm not weapon swapping at least. So if I go for grab, let's see. So I grab into shock. That was the second grab pop, right? That's the second one. 1150. I don't think you drop it. There's no shot you drop it though. Like, there's no way 1 refreshing ward is better than graph perk. Come on. We can't say that's true, right? Even if it's 1k damage, like there's no way that you drop graph perk for 1 refreshing word. Why refreshing word? I mean, any refreshing word is useful when there's a lot of BBs and fire staffs. Yeah, I don't think there's no way you're dropping graph perk, right? 4 resi. Yeah, this is if you play 300 con, because you're gonna play tighter to point. So the question is, that's one thing I questioned as well. I'm not sure if 4 resi is the play either, because the question becomes, I could go 5 resi, like I could just get really cringe, right, and go like, and drop 1 more of this, and like go 5 resi as well. Is this cringe? Someone says something about elemental version getting worse the more you have. Is that true? Because at that point I would just go full elemental version. It drops after 2? How much does it drop, and where do we see that? Where forward is not affected by dots. Yeah, but can you send me like a thing where like it shows how much per elemental version it diminishes? Did they do something to POD perk? No, they didn't. But I don't think it's that good. Less impact perk. Yeah. I mean, this would be like the obvious one, right? Now I have no refreshing ward. Do I need refreshing ward? I don't really need refreshing ward. Does a change of crit make you able to play 3 resilient, at least in heavy? No. I don't think so. Clutch knows the DR of Ellie. Okay. You think dropping graph perk is grief? I don't know what you would take instead of it. What do you think about current shirking forward? I think you still run it on heavy. But I don't think you run it on mediums. I think elemental version is going to be better, right? Because you definitely get hit a lot more by BBs. Like assholes to the face and stuff as well. Grab me to see damage. Okay, let me log in on my main then. Okay. I'll log on my main. Give me 1 second. It's not the end of the world not to have. I think certain things are for sure. You need 5 freedom. You need at least 4 resil. You need at least 3 or 4 elemental, maybe 3 elemental version. Actually, I don't know about how much elemental version you really need, so I don't want to say that too fast. But you definitely need some. Did you trash the idea of playing 300 strength? Is Shuriken Fort really that bad for medium? If you're playing 300 con? Did you trash the idea of playing 300 strength? I'm not sure if I've trashed it yet. I'm still open to it. I don't know though. Over Ellie. Still has value to play Shuriken as medium bruiser. Yeah. I'm just thinking about what kills you. Because what kills you, probably, yes, elemental damage will kill you, but probably also hammer, like hammer heavies, armor breaker damage, maelstrom damage, things like that will also kill you. And obviously, Shuriken Forge is going to help against that by a bit, right? Oh, Shuriken Forge is 0.3 times effective in medium? Is that real and true? You have flame protection on your amulet for that? Yeah, maybe I could go down to 2 elemental version. There's a video from Me Crow about effective health with elemental version. But didn't he test it with okay. It's 5% reduction damage with 5 shirking. That sounds awful. No, that's dog. That's really, really dog. But then how much is it as a heavy? Is that like 8%? That's also kind of dog. But how much is elemental version? Do you even need all that stuff? Like, okay, hear me out. I'm gonna say something very controversial here. Okay, so you definitely want graph work. I'm gonna get a little bit controversial, okay? 1, 2, 3, 3 report. Is this controversial? Is this controversial? Wait, you guys can't see my screen. I'm trolling. Here. Is this controversial? So going down to 2 elemental version, as long as you're playing with fire resistance on the amulet. Is that controversial? Is that, do you think that's an issue? That's fine. Probably better. Fire won't be that bad. Fire is pretty bad. Not a fan of Refort. Why are you not a fan of Refort? I think Refort is pretty good. What's rest of gems? Or like total resistance? Total resistance would be something like... What would total resistance be? Maybe... Oh, that's a good question actually. Do I want 15% fire? So like I could go like 2 opals, 6 onyx. I could go 6 onyx, 2 opals and use gem dust. But then it's only 15% fire resistance. That's not a lot. But maybe that's okay. I could also go 3 opals. No, it's the same issue. Drop Gav and go Maelstrom. I'm going Maelstrom on Magia anyway. In this case. So don't need that on the armor. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I guess I would just like make sure that my stats are the same. So let's say let's just make sure my strength, regardless, is, let's just say 155. Okay, fine. Or should I? Let's just go up to 300 strength. I don't really know how to do testing in general, but it should be fine. Okay. What's he trading me? Did I trade him? Oh. You get to ignore fire if you go 3 flame condition. Then you have free slot in Ami. Can I copy your notepad? It's not finished though. I would feel bad if you like try to like go crazy on this, because like we still need to test some stuff and like come to better conclusions. Okay, let's see. Wait, what? Was that 550 something? He's gonna type it, isn't he? Yeah, 557. Okay, so... Okay. That's 300 strength. Oh, that's 300 strength though. I'm not actually 300 strength normally, right? I'll be 210. But obviously this is me not being empowered at all. But also he doesn't have any fortify. But fortify, you know, empower is, I mean, yeah, empower is more valuable than fortify anyway. So what would I probably have? So I would probably do a full combo on him. What? Why can't I hit him? What? Do you have any elemental version? That's a good question. Does the elemental version even work on the second pop? Okay, so I'll probably do grab into this, into this. Did he catch what it was? Do you think? But also here I don't have maulers, so maybe it's not a good. You missed it, okay. But anyways, I don't know. I don't know why we're testing. Oh, I got a task completed, nice. But either way, grab perk works. It's worth it, no? There's no way it's not worth. There's no way it's not worth. So I probably need refreshing word then. I'm listening. Go on. Three shirking forward. So if 5 shirking forward were, how much were 5 shirking forward? 5%. 5% damage reduction. That means 1% damage reduction per shirking forward. So any shirking forward is useless, no? On medium. It's 1% damage reduction per shirking forward. That sounds garbanzo, man. 1% damage reduction per shirking forward on medium. Sounds garbanzo. That's really bad. But that also can't be true, no? There's no way one shirking forward only reduces your damage taken by 1%. Rare forward is definitely good. There's no way it's not good. Yeah, you take more damage because of Invic punishment. Exactly. It does count towards Invic punishment, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not too rushed on the shirking forward thing, but elemental version you definitely need some, 2 or 3 maybe, and then I think refreshing word is definitely good. Yeah, that probably could be the play. The question is like if I need 5 Brazil or not. I don't think it's 1% per. Yeah, I mean that also sounds extremely capped. There's no way it's 1%, right? That can't be right. Probably more like 1.8 or something, right? Per. No. It's like closer to 6%. Oh, you mean with Did you go 300, 200? Yeah, you already asked me that, I was 300 con, 200 strength, yes. And it was fine. Can you give me comp gold? What? Oh, maybe he has money stored? Wait, let me check. Stored gold. He does. Okay. You want all 500? He actually has 500k stored in the company. What a gambler. What an absolute gambler. Am I crafting for you? And where are we crafting? Everfall? "18 Shurken Hills crafts." Wait, but wasn't the town buffs bugged? Can you even craft right now? Did they fix that already? I thought it was bugged. Yeah, I don't have town buffs. No town buffs. Let me just deposit everything I have. So I'm depositing 86k first. And then he wants 450k. Wants 450k. Ka-ching. And I take out my 86k. Okay, let me just log that really quick in the logging thing. Delete message. Okay, done. Okay, alright, let me see what you guys said. Did you take a closer look at the Nissa War? I did. Yeah, it's not bad. is crafting bugged for some people. Town buff doesn't work. Like for example, me, I don't have Hale and Hardy, right? That's because I'm not getting the town buffs. Some people it doesn't work. So I guess it depends. If you have Hale and Hardy on, then you probably have the town buffs, like the crafting buff. It's around 6% on medium and 7.5% on heavy. Okay. 6% with 5. That's 1.2. It gives 1.2 per shuriken fort. That is nothing, man. There's no way that I'm running 5 shuriken fort for 6% damage reduction. Can you do a brief on what the meta is for Bruiser? Yeah, let me just pull it up on stream again. So this is what we talked about a little bit. So we talked about how it's likely that on medium Bruiser we might go 300 con, 210 strength. And as a result, we might go something like this. These kind of perks. Yeah, there's no way I'm going shuriken fort. I'm sorry, but there's no way. I'm not going shuriken fort. That sounds awful. Is it even worth it on heavy? 7.5% damage reduction. I guess it depends on how good elemental version is, right? But I guess the most things that will kill you will be like another bruiser, like doing Maelstrom or hammer heavies or something. Hardy's garbage now though on medium. Yes. Hardy's garbage now on medium because you don't get flat stand back from Oblivion. That's a good thing to look at. It's probably just a thing that you have to get used to. I could see that, but it's probably a thing you have to get used to, right? Because, like, my brain is still going to look down here and assume that I have an extra 10, but maybe, probably could play without. Because you're also not gonna like left click iframe like as much, right? You could probably drop Hardy now. You could probably drop Hardy for a refreshing ward. / refreshing ward. That would be worth it. That would be worth a try. I would go refreshing ward. I think. I don't think leeching is worth. I think leeching was good back when cleanse pot was lower cooldown. You could probably drop Hardy now. I could see that. That's a good point. That's hard to craft though. This is hard to craft. Yeah. I mean it's not only just that, it's also like being able to do, like before you would do a lot of like left click iframe, left click iframe, like stuff like that, and it would be quite meaningful in the end, in the long run. Yeah, I mean, we could probably consider dropping Hardy for a refreshing ward as a medium bruiser. So let's just say that. Let's just say this. I think that's fair. Okay, I think that's fair. What alt would you run? You would always run Detonate. Let's say that. Make that clear as well. Detonate. Do I need to say that it's Brutal Detonate? It's Brutal Detonate. That's what it's called, right? Brutal Detonate? Yeah, Brutal Detonate. Even on heavy? No, so on heavy I would run Stoneform. I'm not sure which Stoneform. Also, Stoneform, it gives armor. Yeah, I would definitely go the healing Stoneform, I think. You definitely go the healing one. So Stalwart. Detonate didn't appear in the low graphics in the Nissa Award for John. He got blown up by Invis Detonate. But did he play the... the question is, did he play with the red circles on as well? Because that could probably be an issue of the red circles. Even with the reduced damage, how much of a downside is it that you, it doesn't matter. The reduced damage doesn't matter. The healing actually matters a lot though. And obviously, since the 45 from the conning one isn't as useful anymore, then fuck that. I suppose in theory you could also consider the explosive one, but the good part about Stormform is the fact that it lasts for 5 seconds, and the explosive one lasts for 3 seconds only. So that's the major issue with that. That's the only thing with that. Oh. Yeah. This doesn't look terrible. Probably could go something like this. Could probably go like 5 Brazil as well instead of the third ref ward. Could go 5 and then could go 2 here. That's an option as well. Depending on how much value the 5th Brazil is going to give you. Could technically also not. You technically also don't have to run Maelstrom. You could also put Maelstrom on your armor and go Attunement on GA. That's not bad as well. But Maelstrom probably just has so much value, right? Especially on the GA itself. That's a lot of value. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not done streaming. I mean, I'm down to do some more PRs. Like, do we have any healer boys? Just want to play some OPR now, actually. OPR is looking mad fun, man. Let me tell you. Can't invite him. Can I invite him? Oh, because I'm in PvP mode. Oh, well, okay. Just queue fast. Maelstrom is mandatory? Yeah, probably. Do you think SF on BGIG is trash now? SF. Shuriken Fort, yes. Yes, it is probably trash. You could probably go on Mage. Okay, let me make a new one. Let me make another one for Mage. Okay, so you could probably go. So let's say we're talking about medium Mage. Let's move this away. You would go 200 con. 265 int, 50 focus, right? That's the standard. That's what most people go. Fine. Okay. So and then you would go vines in most cases. That's brutal vines, right? Then you would go armor perks. You would go 4 Brazil. No, let's just say 5 freedom first. 4 Brazil with the option of 5. Let me just turn up here. Then you would want weapon perks. 3 weapon perks. Unending, Obliv, and Orb. And then you would want. So how much do you have left now? So let's say we went for 4 Brazil. Okay, fine. Now we're on 12. We have 3 perks left, right? We could go 3 refreshing technically. Would that be the play? I don't know if refreshing ward is the play for medium mages, to be fair. Probably refreshing is better, right? Flat refreshing. And then we would have weapon perks. We would want on the VG. We would want Scream plus refreshing move plus Keen. Maybe. And then IG we would want Deadly Frost. Wait, let me just move. No aversion. I don't know if you really need aversion on IGVG because you have Entomb as well. And I don't know if you would be a refreshing move plus Attunement, right? And then jewelry. Amulet, you would go. Amulet is a funny one actually. Would you go slash damage? I don't think you would go slash damage on Amulet. I don't think you would go strike either. Would you go thrust? Would you go fire? I'm kind of just going crazy here. Oh, I don't know if I have the correct stats. Set up properly here. Oh, I got net shot. Oh, I have the wrong GA tree actually. I'm playing with Bloodlust. That's not good. Yeah, I'm playing Bloodlust right now. Feel the stam nerf, man. Oh, shit. Oh, I was tried to iframe, but yeah, let me just fix my my skill tree because it's a little bit fucked. Scream perk, yeah, you put it on the weapon. Let me just fix my my skill tree on my weapons because something ain't right. Okay, so okay, I also have completely wrong stats. Let me just buff and do everything because I'm completely trolling now actually. Okay, so first of all, 300 con, that's the first thing. Then weapons, I'll change this as well. Maybe there's something better to take here. Oh, this is pretty good. Although I do really like this one. Oh wait, let me just change my GA skill tree. Just make sure I don't get an aggro. Okay. Cool. I think this seems fine. Everything seems okay now? Yeah. Okay, so Scream perk, I mean obviously you have it on the weapon, right? Hidden Heart is broken for you? Yeah, it's broken. It's not working for me. Ooh, that guy looks mad juicy right now to me. Oh, hello. Oh my, I'm just getting completely pummeled. Oh, I stand out. Oops. Healing I'm getting, nice. And then Joe with a spear, bro. Oh, I stand out again, man. Oh, spear, great sword. Oh, I'm dead, shit. Okay. Wait, let me turn up the music a little bit. Don't like playing OPR without loud music. Alright. Okay, wait, let me just change some things in here. Okay, so amulet, I would go health, stam, maybe thrust. Yeah, maybe thrust is the play. Ring, I would go invig, punish, plus. Do you not run hardy then as well on VG? Maybe you run refreshing? That's I can't tell. Should you run hardy or should you not run hardy? That's something I need to think about as well actually. Like with the Oblivion nerf. Check DM. Let me check DM. Oh, I see, okay. Let's go and defend this. nice lag. Nice lag. Ugh. Oh, it's so laggy, you know? Being squishy as fuck and without Hale and Hardy feels a completely different game. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, you just have to be smarter. I don't mind it too much, the new patch, to be honest. No keen speed on BG? No, definitely not. Is Orb even needed these days? Fort is worthless, only other buff is in power. That is a good point. Maybe you don't go Orb anymore. That's actually a good point. Yeah, that could be true. Scrap the orb. Oh. Feels bad for those guys. Oh. 300 con is the play in medium. I mean, it could be. It very much could be. Yeah, I mean, it probably is, to be fair. Yeah, 300 con is probably the play in medium. But I'm still very much open to heavy bruises in quad groups. I think there's some value to be had there, for sure. I need to have a think after stream as well. Probably let you guys know tomorrow what I've been thinking about. Hopefully you can get some wars as well soon. Yo, Bijo, stop, man. Wait, the little rock stopped me. Oh, what do we have here? Nakashi on BBGA. Let's go inside. 300 strength bruiser is a no-no. I feel like if you go 300 strength, you're probably not a bruiser anymore. That's the only thing with it. You're probably more like a great sword user. Punishing rune glass. How does the question is, how does resistance work though in this game? Like now after patch. Does it work just like it did last patch? That's the main question about that, right? Because if it works exactly like last patch, so it's like kind of a flat number, like listen, Opal gives actual 2.5% resistance versus elemental damage, then I think getting that extra 2.5% resistance is better than any kind of 5% damage you might get from melee damage, especially if you're doing 300 con as well. So I would probably run just flat resistance gems, to be honest. No rune glass at all now. You still do good damage though on hammer heavies, I won't lie. It's like kind of like last patch. Do a lot of damage with that on single targets.
A lot of people on the
Oh, that was actually clip worthy, not gonna lie.